much. We've got a great post on, or rather a great blog on this post. So you can check out some behind the scenes information on the Royal Park. You can schedule a quick call with our team. Also check out our Instagram page. If you follow along on our stories, we've got Natalie from our marketing team posting a ton of great information and graphics and photo inspiration that you'll be able to screenshot along the way.
Cool.
Save to your phone, so when you're talking to the folks at Royal Park, you'll have all the information right on hand. So
we're prepared.
We are ready for
Look at you. Look
we
at
are
you.
ready.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's dive into a little bit what we're going to be talking about today. So for those of you joining us, we're going to be breaking down really like why our contractors and our team here at Mike Staff Production love working with the people at Royal Park and what makes it so great. We're going to be showing you and telling you with a very fancy graphic the best photography locations to take photos at on the property.
That's a good idea.
And that includes videography locations too. And then we're going to go off Royal Park property and break down a couple of areas where it's great to take additional photos and video outside and surrounding the Royal Park Hotel.
You are so prepared.
We're getting very organized.
I'm excited. I'm going to learn a few things on this video today too.
Tell us about, your relationship with the folks at Royal Park, because I know
Yeah.
it runs deep.
Well, it's might be cliche to say, right? But it's easy to do business with your friends, right?
Of course.
And since the Royal Park was built, I can't remember, maybe 10, 15 years ago, naturally we started doing weddings there because it's a great place to have weddings.
It's gorgeous.
And really the core crew of people that operate the business have been there ever since. So after wedding, event after event, we've become really good friends with them, and they're like family to us. We enjoy working there, and our DJs, our photographers, our videographers, they know the crew, they know the staff. Not take me out of it, our talent.
Sure.
They know the place and they know the people, and it's just a great relationship.
And we don't want to sound like broken records, but when we're talking about these venues that we work with closely, we always want to ride home the point that it is so important to work with vendors that know your venue. And that's why we feel confident in sharing these photography locations on and off the property, because we know what has worked for our past clients because we're there so often. And
Absolutely.
We know that their team just makes it easy for our team to work together, and also they just know how to pull off a great party.
Truly. As a past bride, as a past groom,
Yep.
well, I know the brides are a little bit more organized than the past grooms, but
You have to show up.
a wedding day is busy. It's super scheduled. Once you get to the party, it's the party time. You can have a good time, but we know videography, photography, it's paramount, it's huge. And, our team have a very special degree of OCD, of pleasing couples, right? And it's nice to work with a place like the Royal Park that shares that performance OCD. They're super scheduled, they're super on time. It works with us. It's a good fit.
They're detail oriented.
Absolutely.
And they will make every part of your wedding come true. But rather than us just bragging on them, let's let the team at Royal Park Hotel do some talking as well, so you can get to know them and see what they're all about. Take a look.
Weddings at Royal Park Hotel are really kind of like a magical moment.
Oh, I love to see all the little details come to life. That look on their face when you open the ballroom door is just priceless. It brings me a lot of joy.
Our service is top-notch. We brag about our service, and we have every right to do so because it's so fantastic.
When you check in as a guest, you stay as a friend, and you leave as family, and that's how we run this place.
What I've seen since I started working here is the team that we have, the people who are here day in and day out, bend over backwards for our guests. We really love to treat our guests like royalty.
Our tagline is everyday luxury, and everyday luxury means something different for everyone. And that's what we want our couples to feel, is some sort of appreciation.
We're doing a lot of events where we've done maybe their prom, and now it's their wedding, and then the baby shower. So we're really building a name in our community for these legacy events.
This conservatory is our crown jewel. It was handcrafted in Belgium. It was assembled there in Belgium, taken apart, brought here for reassembly. and built on this site. This is kind of my domain a little bit. You know, I work primarily with bridal showers, baby showers, engagement parties, rehearsal dinners, and I'm kind of tapping into small weddings. And a lot of the small weddings take place in here, usually 60 guests or less, or 80 guests if you're okay with no dancing and something a little bit more casual. People wait years to have their event in here, so it's really special. There's not another one like it.
Royal Park, in my mind, is such a unique venue because we can customize everything to fit your needs, your wildest dreams.
We are not a package facility. We don't say you get, package A, B, or C. We say this is what you get to do. You get to make your event all about you.
We like to keep things local. We shop locally. We buy produce locally. The guests like to custom make their menus. We get to have meetings with the chefs. All of our tastings, we do private tastings, which is great, so they can really sit down and talk to the chef. We'll take all their wonderful ideas from Pinterest and Instagram and everything else that they have nowadays and put together their menus. And it's a lot of fun to really custom create everything.
One of my favorite stories is I had a bride that she's like, I have to get married here, but we're not steak and filet kind of people. And I was like, okay, what kind of people are you? And she's like, we're French fries and macaroni and cheese people. And I'm like, awesome, that's cool, let's do that. And she's like, we can do that here? I said, absolutely, it's your day. It's all about what you want. I love Mike Staff Productions. Mike Staff is honestly one of my absolute favorite.
Whenever anybody's asking me who I refer on our preferred vendor list, Mike Staff is the #1 DJ and production company that I refer because I can speak to it. I had them at my wedding and it was spectacular.
I've been working with Mike Staff Productions for more years than I care to say. I've been in the Michigan market for over 20 years now, and when anyone says they're working with Mike Staff Productions, it's the A-team is in the house.
They certainly said a lot of nice things about us, and we appreciate it.
Totally.
And I mean,
Thank you, guys.
one of the best things, and I know that the team mentioned this, it's a one-stop shop at the Royal Park Hotel. Your guests can stay there. The conservatory is just stunning to have your ceremony, and then they have a couple of different ballroom options for you too. So
They do. I mean, I think that that's one of the things that, fortunately, the feedback we get with our company is we love that we could get the DJ, the photographer, and the videographer all together. They know each other. And then, I mean, for couples that do have their reception at the Royal Park, and if they end up like working with us, you got like 2 places that are handling the majority of your work.
exactly,
And
it's
like
just like one and done.
Right.
It's so easy.
And like we mentioned earlier, that it's so important for these videos and photos to come out perfect. Just even from watching that, it looks like we've gone to all over town when literally that's all right there. You get classic looks, you can get cool like nature looks. It's all right there. So it's a huge benefit to a bride and groom that are going to have everything there, but also they can get a great variety of pictures.
Exactly. And so we reached out to our couples that are getting married at the Royal Park this year, next year, and wanted to hear what they wanted to know about their venue, if they had any additional questions while leading up to their big day. And one of the biggest topics that we heard from all of our clients were the photography locations.
Absolutely.
Look, the Royal Park is stunning. You are going to get a ton of great photography options there, but let's get specific. Let's pinpoint some stuff for you. So when it comes to your big day or you're talking to your photographer in advance, you can say, hey, these are the spots I definitely want to be photographed at, or have our videographer shoot at as well. So let's throw that up on the screen. We got Chris, our director of photography, behind the scenes helping us out. And I mean, he helped really generate this list for us because he is the expert. So thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
So Royal Park Hotel photography options, and Natalie behind the scenes also threw this in the comments and on our Instagram stories. So screenshot it, save it to your phone so you don't forget. Outdoors, near the water and the bridge. To Kurt's point, you're in downtown Rochester, but you can sneak away just a few feet away from their property and have an entire nature look with the water and the bridge surrounded by greenery.
And like I mentioned, you're right, and I'm empathetic towards the ladies. You know, the guys, we can get around pretty easy,
Right.
but the women are in dresses in these crazy awesome shoes that I don't even know how you walk in. You know, and you might think, how do we get to this river and to this bridge?
Right.
Good news, it's only like 50 yards that way.
Such
you know?
a huge benefit
Yes.
to just be able to stay on property and not waste time going from place to place. It
Quickly.
saves you time. It lets you mingle with your guests more, spend more time with your family. So this is why it's a one-stop shop
Yep.
destination. You mentioned this last week when we were or a couple weeks ago when we were previewing Royal Park. The lower hallway with the windows and the floor reflection. So what's your
Beautiful.
experience been like there?
Well, I tell you what, being that I get to meet with a lot of the couples that hire our company, and like when someone comes in to meet with us guys, if you're getting married at Royal Park, of course we're going to ask you before you set up the meeting where the location's taking place, because we want to customize your visit with us, showing off
Absolutely.
your property.
For sure.
And here's the feedback that I've received throughout the years. When we show images or video work at the Royal Park, some of the biggest oohs and ahs I get, or people that are excited about their wedding, is when I show them some of that just beautiful natural light pouring into those hallways. And just, it's just a grand place. I mean, I don't want to sound corny by saying it, but it's just beautiful, and it photographs awesome.
And if you're looking for a first look location, that lower hallway with those windows and the natural light with
For
the reflections. I mean, we're about to show you some examples of all of these locations here in just a second. You will see this is the best location for a first look.
fantastic.
It's so romantic. Okay, moving on. Garden and fountain. This is on the property just outside of the conservatory where the ceremony takes place. This is stunning. So well manicured, beautiful even into the fall season.
For sure.
You're going to see examples of that in just a second. The conservatory. If you're getting married, having your ceremony at the conservatory, make sure you get some shots there.
It's awesome.
Gorgeous. The Royal Park patio with cafe lights. This has to be one of my favorite spots, especially if you can sneak away for those evening photos.
Yeah, it's a must. Sneak away for those evening photos. You know, of course, you know, we're going to capture all the great stuff like you mentioned, Lauren, throughout the day and throughout the property. But this gives you an opportunity to kind of sneak away for a second, be with each other, get some of those images that you're never going to get.
Yep.
And let's not forget, you guys, there's a beautiful hotel connected to this place, and the suites are stunning. Yeah, just through our years of sitting with couples and showing off the pictures from there, I think it's safe to say we get oohs and ahs from every location that you mentioned right here. So it's an excellent place to have a party and for us to work at. We enjoy it quite a bit.
And last but not least, if you've already been to the Royal Park, book your venue. You've probably seen the library in the main lobby when you walk through the doors. It's where we actually interviewed members of the team in
Yep.
the video you just saw. And you're going to see examples of groomsmen and the bridal party in the library. It is just regal, classic, and gorgeous. So without further ado, let's show you examples now of all of those locations. Check it out. that this is a hotel that you were looking at. It's so awesome.
It's just a different way to even sit here and look at it, because like when we're there, when we're there serving couples, like our blinders are on, we're
Right,
serving
you're
the couple.
working.
It's one shot, one take, we got to go. So just being able to sit here and look at it.
I mean,
You know, one thing I pick up from that too is that I appreciate as a customer service freak is every detail from top to bottom is thought about, looked at, and taken care of.
Right.
And you know, I think that I give so much love and kudos to the great photographers and DJs and videographers that work with us, because they get it and they know how to find those details and pick them apart to really tell that story, right?
and if you notice, there were a couple of shots, really in particular, some of the pre-ceremony shots with the bride. She was just leaning up against a door or by some drapery on a window. Like, it may not scream, ooh, that's a great photo location, but our team knows those little
For
details, like where to place a bridal party, where to put the bride to get the natural light, where to put a groom so he can have that classic masculine look in the library. So there's little places that may not jump out or be so obvious to me and you, because I'm not a photography expert, but our team knows. So that's why we wanted to show you a good mix of photos. I mean, we were sitting here going, ooh, that's so pretty.
We had to make sure our microphones were turned on because we thought we were talking over it. But yeah, I'm glad that our viewers suggested the Royal Park, because it's just a gem in our community.
Yep.
It's a beautiful, beautiful place, and we're fortunate to work at it most weekends.
Okay, and speaking of that, so let's take you just a little bit off of the Royal Park property and talk about places you can get photos and videos that are not quite on the hotel. And when your guests are staying at the Royal Park, that's the beauty. They can shop, eat, do whatever they
Truly.
want. In Rochester, you called it a mini staycation.
I think that that's one of the another layer of why it's an awesome place. You know, we service weddings all over Michigan, right? And couples will get away and want to go to Traverse City or these extremities.
Destination
which
weddings.
is beautiful. But if you want that feel and you don't want to, you know, sometimes it might
Drive
be a
a
challenge. You have
couple
people 4
hours.
hours in one
Yeah.
direction. I notice that many of our couples, because we get to have a really good bond with the people we work with after, you know, by the time it comes up to the wedding, they got people coming in from out of town. They got plans on Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, and there's always something to do in Rochester, just an A+ community. So yeah, a staycation and a wedding, like what a great weekend, right?
And a benefit for your guests is that they can run around and have a good time before, after. It's
No one's gonna be bored.
It's a win-win there.
Totally.
All right, Chris, let's throw up our graphic of our off-property photography and videography locations, because you don't have to go far. Of course, downtown Rochester, right there on Main Street,
So cool.
especially as we get into those holiday seasons, Christmas time, the lights, they're going up right now as we speak.
Year round, that strip is beautiful.
Right, you can
Year
get
round.
a great city vibe, or at Christmas time, Thanksgiving, you're gonna get the lights and you can't go wrong.
Nope.
Rochester Mills Brewing, I mean, I feel like that just holds a special place to my heart.
I think so too, because you know what? You gotta stay hydrated. You know?
You do have to stay hydrated.
You do have to stay hydrated. Wedding planning and wedding days can make you very thirsty. So conveniently, there's a brewery located right next to the place. So I want you to stay hydrated.
And if you're looking for some fun bridal party shots and you are feeling quite thirsty at
Yes.
the moment, it's a great place to just bring the whole gang in, get some great shots, hydrate, have fun, and then maybe you walk a couple feet away and you go to the Lydell Pharmacy, where they've got a brick wall, a fire escape. You kind of get that cool alleyway
Yeah,
vibe.
I know exactly what you're saying. Like, I was meeting with our photographers a couple weeks back, and we were getting prepared for this, and they're showing like just single weddings from Royal Park, and literally it looks like it looked like a mashup of
Like-
3-4 different weddings.
Sure.
And turns out this is
Behind a
walking
pharmacy.
Like, I know,
Right.
you know. But the guys, that's where, like Lauren mentioned earlier, tell us what you want to do. But I want you guys to know it's a two-way street. As much as we're going to listen, we're going to give you guys options and ideas too. Because I don't expect everybody to remember all this, and we don't want to put any pressure on you. So
Right.
when we're prepping with everybody, we're going to throw our best ideas at you as well.
And screenshot this, save it to your phone, just so you know that pharmacy's at 4th Street and East Main Street Alley, something
close.
like that.
It's close.
Throw it in Google, you'll
Yep.
find it. And Rochester Municipal Park, I mean, that's pretty obvious. It's just gonna be gorgeous, manicured. It's an easy place to go to get some classic romantics.
Yeah, I mean, you go from, like you just hit it on the head, from classic romantics to like modern looks to the classic looks of Royal Park. It's candy for a photographer and
Right.
a videographer, you know.
Right, for sure.
And then I got to represent our DJs, man. Then you have this wonderful day because you're not stressed out from driving all over the metro area.
Right.
You know, you're hydrated because you went to the brewery next door, and then you got your dancing shoes on, man, and come to this great big ballroom and party with us inside.
And take the elevator right upstairs to your room.
Sold.
Crash. I do have to ask Natalie from our marketing team, for you guys watching, wanted to know if there was any particular late night snacks or food you
Yes.
enjoy
So
at
check it
Royal
out.
Park.
So check it out. Being a DJ for many years, certain places hold a spot in my heart. Royal Park's one of them. Royal Park has a party every year where all of the couples getting married at Royal Park get to come and have a vendor showcase
Okay.
and a food showcase.
Okay.
And it is off the charts. And now the Royal Park even has a mock food truck that they bring inside, and it serves tacos out the side. Like,
So cool.
beautiful pictures are one thing, but who doesn't want a taco truck inside the reception room in the side of
Yes,
the night?
please.
Yes.
Really?
It is.
That is so cool.
So, like, seriously, like, the Royal Park is obsessed with the why they do things and why they push themselves to, you know, just provide exceptional service. And it is definitely not just spent on the decor and the aesthetics. The food is off the charts. I mean, look them up. I think that their executive chef, their dessert chefs are like these award-winning, just excellent people. But yes, late night snacks are on point at the Royal
All
Park
right.
Hotel.
Taco truck. Ask about it. Okay, and one of some of our friends from Royal Park actually hit us up and said, "Hey, can you? We got some great deals going on Fridays and Sundays."
Oh, that's good to know.
So Natalie actually has a graphic that they sent us with some information. So if you guys are looking to get married on Fridays or Sundays, we know they're offering some great deals, and we do the same at my staff. So
Yeah, I mean, that's a good thing to know. So for couples that are considering a Friday or a Saturday, don't, like, we're gushing over the Royal Park because it's beautiful and it's awesome
Right.
and it's crazy. And sometimes you could think, oh, that means crazy expensive. Don't count it out.
Right.
Check them out because I appreciate the team letting us know that they are offering some Friday and Sunday discounts, and hey, we do the same. So I think it's a cool thing for venues and vendors to do alike.
Absolutely. And lastly, one of our couples that's getting married at Royal Park, Leah and Russell.
What's up, guys?
They reached out and asked to show some kind of holiday photography, videography inspiration. So Natalie is posting on our Instagram stories and in the comments here some of our photography that we just took at a 2018 wedding. A couple got married in December, right after Christmas, and boy, is Royal Park decked out.
Totally. Everything that we've said, picture, holiday, Christmas, everything on top of it. And even the surrounding areas.
Yes.
I mean, the Strip in Rochester is probably one of the most remarkable views you'll ever get.
It's
that
a
time of year.
landmark for holiday photos.
Even when you walk into the Royal, like we even had our Christmas party, our holiday party last year at Royal Park for our entire
Yes,
staff.
we
Because
did.
I wanted our people to see how much we appreciate them and love them and care about them. And when you walk in there, you feel special. So you guys are going to have a great wedding, great reception, but it's going to be totally decked out holiday style. And guys, anybody watching, whether you're having a spring, a fall, a winter wedding, we have a huge catalog of video work, photo work from past weddings at Royal Park that we're happy to share with you and show you what we got going on.
Absolutely. So there's a link in this post where you can schedule a quick call with one of our team members if you want to get more information on that, see some of those examples. Check out our Instagram page. We got all of this information on our stories. I know it seems like a lot. We did cover a lot, but you can save it all right to your phone and reference back to it when you're talking to the team at Royal Park. And hey, we hope you had a great time hanging out. We appreciate you guys tuning in and always giving us great feedback on what you want to hear from us. So let's keep it going. Which venues?
Absolutely.
We'll have to put up on Instagram which venues people want to hear from next.
Yeah, let us know. And I totally appreciate you guys watching us. Lauren, thanks for being so awesome and prepared, our behind the scenes team.
Yes.
But most important, to couples getting married and considering the Royal Park and considering Mike Staff Productions, I appreciate your interest. And hopefully these Facebook Lives get you, pumped to keep on wedding planning, because we know it's a process, but
Yes.
you're going to get through it and it's going to be awesome.
And we are
Wedding
here to
day is
help.
coming.
All right, thanks so much for tuning in. We will see you next week right here.
Good luck.
Bye.